7,
8,
9,
10.
Yes,
Hey.
What? Hey, girl.
How's everything going over there?
You was about to say hanging?
Yeah, I want to say it. I don't know
Say it. You
why.
can say it, queen. How's it hanging?
I don't like
To
it
the
though.
right? To the left?
It's not even
Tucked? Inappropriate incident. Apologies. How are you?
I would
What's
have a
going
curved one. I know mine will curve.
on? And skinny. We argue
No.
about this all the time. That skinny nose on you?
Ah,
You ain't got no wide nose, boo
I don't think
boo. It's
it's
all in the
that big
nose.
internet.
What'd you say?
It might be like girthy,
Wait.
but I don't know if your
All
nose
right.
will be big.
This is something for the listeners to weigh in on. The energy that I have, you don't think that I would have a large penis if I had a penis?
No,
Not that size matters.
Big dick energy got big dick, so we all know that, unfortunately.
Wow. That is hurtful.
I think it would be girthy.
You calling me fat? What are you doing right now? This is taking a toll. We are 1 minute in and it's getting tricky already. So what you trying? Why would it be girthy? Explain it. Because my shoulders are wide? What? I
I
got big
think I
head?
would. You definitely would not have a skinny penis. That
No,
would
I
just be
wouldn't.
terrible.
But you would. I think it's skinny and long on you. Not too skinny, but you know.
I think my penis would be beautiful.
I do too.
It would not. No, skinny penises are not beautiful. I think it would just be just right. Like a white girl, like, oh, just right. Black girl would be like, oh, that's small, satisfactory. But like a white girl would be like, oh.
Wow. That is, we are problematic. Apologies.
It would be skinny. But anyway, shout out to those that curve. Not too much. I don't like too curvy.
Curve which way? Curve to the left,
It
curve
don't
to
matter
the right,
to me.
up or down? No, because I've had a curved penis that went curved.
And back. No bueno.
No.
Towards the belly?
I thought you were excited.
No bueno.
Towards the belly will slip out all the time.
And it just doesn't, all the positions are, it's difficult.
It's difficult to manage.
It makes you upset.
Yes.
But drawn to the left or right, but not too much, because
Because what? Show me what you were just about to show me. If y'all can see her on Patreon.
Curve.
Little curve, you're like, oh, I have a seat.
Like a little bit. Because I think the way that thing sits in the pants, and when it's becoming erect, all right, 2 minutes in, 3 minutes in. That's how we keep y'all going, you know?
I can see what time you are. You're in heat a little bit. That's okay.
Not really. I'm sad.
No!
I'm not in heat at all. I'm in depression.
Sorrow.
But it's okay. God is good.
Do you need
my
a
period
moment?
is coming. The veil is thin. But on the good note, I have airline interview coming up.
Oh, you skipped
Shout
the
out
most
to all my
important announcement.
motherfucking haters.
Excuse me. Can you wait a second? Can you do the first announcement? What's the first announcement, Shanti?
We released our merch. If you guys don't follow us on Instagram or Patreon, shame on you.
Shame. Especially Instagram.
Because it's lit over there.
We really are a great account.
Yeah. But the merch dropped. We have a nice little collection. Shout out to all the people that made that happen. Shout out to the designer, Pablo Escobar. Shout out to you. Shout out to the makeup artists, photographers, stylists. Although I feel like that was a joint styling effort, but shout out to all of us involved.
Because of Sable?
No, I feel like I styled myself.
I think that you had help.
I think it was a joint effort. I think we all worked together.
Okay. Why would you try to take her styling credit from her?
I am not taking her styling credit away.
And the fact that you ain't say nobody's name because you don't know nobody's name is crazy.
Brittany,
she said,
it took me a minute to think.
Okay. I was like, she shouted them out, but ain't saying nothing.
I'm not taking anything from the god Donna. Nana fucked it up. okay, and was somebody that I was like, does that right? But anyway, I started off all wrong. I apologize. Can we take that part out? Take that
Nope.
part out.
No.
No, he has to
What
take that
part?
part out. Take out, start
No.
over. Yes. Start over. Start it all over.
Why would we
Okay?
start over? It's late, girl. We don't have time
No,
for
because that
this.
takes 2 minutes. Start over. So we did release our merch. Shout out to us. Shout out to the whole team effort that made from the top, from the design ideation to the photo shoot execution happen. Internet, can you list the players that made that happen? 'Cause
Shout out to the designer Pablo. Shout out to our makeup artist Brittany, also the owner of WTF Dumbo Studios. Shout out to the god Nigel on the photography. Shout out to TJ on the videography.
Very good.
Shout out to Black for the assistance with all of the photos. Shout out to Nana for the dope styling. We got a lot of feedback on the styling. They said that we did a good job, honey. And yeah, everybody did their thug thizzle, and we are very grateful. And if you want to see their handles and follow them, they are all Black, brown folks here in Brooklyn doing their thing. Please support them. Just go head over to our Instagram, Around the Way Curls, and they're tagged and everything. Anytime you see a merch thing, they're tagged. So
and if you want
check
to
'em out.
shop the merch, hit up aroundthewaycurls.com. It's pre-order, so it will take 2 to 3 weeks to produce, if that.
If that.
But we're proud of it.
I'm proud
And
of it.
this is our second release. So congratulations to us, Antoinette.
Congratulations to you, Shanti.
Learning along the way. God
Also,
is good.
if you are a patron, I don't know if all the patrons are super tapped in, but if you are a patron, there is a discount code that we offer you. So please make sure you log into your Patreon to access that. But yeah, merch is selling. I'm very proud. I can't wait to see everybody get their merch. Make sure you tag us. Make sure you show us how you're rocking it. And yeah, good job. Good job by us.
Good work.
Good
guys.
job by y'all. And more to come. More jewelry, specifically jewelry drop. And we need ideas on what else you folks want to see. It's interesting. The shirt that I didn't think would sell is the one that I feel like is selling the most.
Which one?
Well, the isms and the tricky shirt are going. I thought the isms would sell the least.
No, it's
And-
tricky then isms. Top is tricky.
I knew Tricky was going to sell because that's just a fire design. Shout out to Black for that image and allowing us to put it on a shirt and sell it. But also, yeah, like the isms is so specific to the podcast, though, that I'm just so proud that people want to rock our sayings and are like connected to us. That was very affirming to see. So thank you.
Like us. Oh my
I know.
God, that's crazy.
And shout out to friends who support friends. Shout out to Fran. Shout out to Crystal. Shout out to Mandy. Shout out to Jasmine. All bought merch, and y'all did not have to buy merch. We would have given you merch, but they placed their order. Shout out to Angie Aria. She placed the order too. Arlene. Like people that I know personally. So thank you, y'all. That's all. You can give us your updates now.
My update, I'll just keep it short and sweet. I do have, I know, y'all think I'm playing, and I'm not, and I never do. I have an interview for both the airline and a nanny position.
Oh!
Watch me motherfucking work. Or not. We'll see. But
Are you
yeah,
nervous
my
about
plan,
the interview?
No, I'm so excited.
When is it?
Monday. Well, the interview for the nannies tomorrow, and the Monday is for the airline.
I love it. What are you gonna wear?
I don't know. What should I wear to the?
We'll go over that after this. Yeah, you gotta look professional, whatever that means.
I can't wear my hat.
No, if
I'm
you wear
joking.
that fucking hat,
I'm joking.
sick of that hat. Is that your only update?
It is.
Okay. Well, the Petty and Me, I don't really have personal updates, but the Petty and Me is, I've been streaming Meg Thee Stallion's Hiss very, very low on repeat for the last 3 days. And I will
Oh,
not stop. I'm trying to run it up because I don't like that other lady. I don't like her. I think she's a mean lady. And I saw that her little fans were making her number one, that raggedy diss track she put out. And I said, I'm going to do what I can to support Meg. So that's what I'm doing. I found out the hard way that if it's on silent, it doesn't work. The streams don't count. So y'all, it has to be, shout out to the listeners who put me on Twitter, it has to be on low volume. So if you want to be petty with me, feel free to stream Meg, support Meg, okay? That's all. Also, I'm very sad Naomi Sharon, the girl the new singer that I really, really love, is going on tour with her Obsidian album, and it's sold out. So if any listeners has a plug, I will pay for it. I will do what I need to do.
that album is, she going on tour for that? It's like 3 songs on that album. It's like an EP.
No, it's not. It's more songs than that, Shanti. Why would you diminish her work? It's more songs on that album than Jasmine's. It's 13 songs on that album. Why you make that up?
I don't know, maybe they all sound continuous.
Ooh.
I like the album.
Don't play with me.
I like the album.
I realize we be having our funny Marco moments where we just stare at each other like trying to figure out. Did you see he interviewed Obama?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes, he showed the screenshots of him in Obama's DM. Like, I want to interview you, President Obama. I want to interview you. And he got an interview with President Obama, and he took a screenshot of him. I don't think it's AI, but it's him sitting across from Obama. And Obama wrote him back on Instagram, or whoever does his Instagram was like, "Nice guy, great talking with you, Marco." I love that.
Good
for him.
Obama impersonation. Yes, that's amazing. Shout out to Marco. I'm rooting for him.
Me too.
I really
me
am.
too.
And Theo Vaughn.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn. I have some questions for you. It is Black History Month. We celebrated it last week. We're going to continue this week, baby.
I don't like this because I had a poor public education and
no, this
white
ain't for
parents.
You'll
white
get
mom
this.
and a strange.
It's 12
black
questions. You'll get it. Ready? What time was Usher in his drop top cruising the streets?
7 o'clock on a dot. I'm in my drop top cruising.
Very
the
good.
streets.
How can you unbreak Toni Braxton's heart?
Say that you love her again.
If Shy ever falls in love, what will he be sure of?
Make sure that lady is a friend.
How much was Erykah Badu born underwater with?
I was born underwater with $1 and $6.
$3.
No, $3.
Damn.
6 dimes.
Why can't RL and Deborah Cox be friends?
They're still in love.
What should you do to prove to Destiny's Child that you ain't running
Say
game?
my name, say my name.
What should you do if you don't want Fantasia?
Don't talk to me. Go ahead.
What was T-Pain trying to buy that girl?
A drink.
Where was Mary J. Blige going?
Damn, child.
What weren't you supposed to bring to the dancery?
Hateration.
And what else?
Intoleration.
Holleration. What did you just say? You said toleration?
Intoleration.
Oh, that's like for Ring the Alarm. When they said that I just knew she would say he's so African and bold. She was saying he's so arrogant and bold. I said, what? That's what she was saying? Nope, I'll never sing it like that. Toleration it is. How long did Tevin Campbell want to talk?
For a minute.
Lastly, without his girl, what was Cisco's life?
Incomplete.
Girl, you got 80%. You passed. You are a Black woman. How do you feel? Feel good?
Finally.
I know.
God damn it.
You're welcome. Congrats. That's it. That's all I got.
Thank you for
I
that.
just saw that and really wanted to ask you those questions. I was like, I wonder if she knows this. You tricky sometimes. Anyway, I'll take it from here. Everyone, may you please rate, subscribe, and share please. It really helps, and I would really appreciate it. I haven't checked the reviews in a while, but I'm finna check them when Shanti talks about the patrons. But please do that. It helps. We're very grateful to everyone who is supporting us. Erica Badu posted a thing today, and she was like, the math ain't mathing, because she had 60-some thousand views on her video, but she only had 5,000 likes. She said, now why y'all viewing it, you not liking it? And I thought it was a little weird, but this is the same energy here. So y'all be listening.
Tricky. We gotta talk about that.
Y'all be listening, so if y'all could please say good job to us, or just hit the stars, that would be so helpful. Thank you so much. Peace and blessings. And now,
shout out to all the new patrons who have joined our Patreon, which is a subscription to access our video content. You can see us right there. Today got a new robe on. I ain't never seen that before. Where you get that from?
This is a kimono. I just threw it on because I ain't got no clothes on. See?
They already told you not to do that.
What?
They was like, Antonia, they don't look like you naked. They look like you naked here today.
Which is why I put the robe on, so I wasn't sitting here like this.
Oh, God,
you know, it's hot in my house.
You wanted to pay $5 for what she just did. $10, the highest amount. Okay?
I didn't do anything.
Shout out to Morgan, Monet, Giiri, Dejara, Nyla, Cherie, Joey, Delvin, Deidre, Brooklyn, Dominique, and Michelle for joining the gang. Woo, woo, woo. You can do it too. Where do they have to go to sign up to our Patreon?
Where?
www.patreon.com/around the way girls.
You gotta hit the .com. You almost had it. www.patreon.com. Go ahead.
/around the way curls.
There you go.
All right, that's done now.
All right. Well, this was good. I think we're in a cheery mood. I know you're sad, but you're keeping it together.
Fake it till I make it.
I know that's right.
It's show business.
You could also cry on the internet again if you need to. I'll support
Never.
you.
Want the kid. Won't catch me.
All right, keep faking it. Will you sing for us, Queen?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Boop. All right. You okay? Look at how this is moving. I don't like
this. Stop moving it, then.
Well, I need to touch the screen. Tricky.
My tea.
Yeah.
And we're back. And for hot shit, we are highlighting.
Hot shit. Sorry.
We are highlighting for Black History Month, Pat McGrath.
Ooh,
AKA
good one.
The mother of makeup, and considered the most influential makeup artist in the motherfucking world.
Yeah.
You hear me?
You.
I learned of Pat scrolling on my Instagram. It was Fashion Week or Fashion Month. I don't know what it was. They was doing their fashion shit in Paris. And there was these incredible makeup looks for Maison Margiela. For all those that know how to pronounce that and are cringing at my ignorance, I apologize. But for their Spring and Summer 24 Couture collection, Pat was responsible. And she did this amazing porcelain doll look on black, brown, Asian skin. It was just iconic and creative and just masterfully executed. And then I saw via Afropunk, and it was a black woman behind it.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. And apparently, she is behind over 60 looks, makeup looks for all of these couture shows in Milan, Paris, London, New York, for all the top brands and designers, Prada, Miu Miu. How you say that? How you say that?
I have no idea, but that's That's the only way I'm gonna say it.
Burberry, Givenchy, Gucci, Louis Vuitton versus everybody.
You said
Just anybody.
Givenchy? Is it Givenchy?
Givenchy.
I love us.
Givenchy.
Because I think I said Givenchy before
That
people
is
check
fucked
me.
up. You ain't been nowhere. You don't know nothing. You haven't bought anything nice for yourself, and it shows.
So what? Keep going, girl.
McGrath was born and raised in Northampton, England in 1971 in a working class household. She was raised by her mother, Jean, who was a dressmaker, and her family is of Jamaican ancestry. Boop, boop, boop. Jean, her mother, was a huge influence on her daughter's makeup career and always taught her and encouraged her to experiment with makeup. Apparently, her mother just, even though she had a limited palette to choose from, she just hoarded makeup and was just a little fashionista in her own right, doing what she had to do. She says, my mother really was not she was super inspired by her mother's resourcefulness and said, my mother really was not going to let a lack of availability of makeup for dark-skinned women stop her from having fun. Every Friday, she would drag me out to the shops and we would get 1 or 2 darker shade foundations that were left. And then they'd go to the fabric aisle and then they would just hook up some looks. And she was really inspired by the punk scene. She went the untraditional route. She was going to go to school for like fashion, but ended up sneaking into tons of fashion shows and got in with some designers that are now iconic, but were on their own come up. Got the chance to tour with one of them to Japan, and then she just found her love, and she has become a master. And she has created her own makeup brand, Pat McGrath Labs, which has raked in over $1 billion in Selfridges, which is a big company, I guess, in the UK. So she's no joke. To this day, she is again responsible for some of the biggest names in the biggest fashion shows. And all of the looks, the feathers, the gems, the bold lips, the quirky, just experimental looks, she is behind for a majority of these. She is the origin for these. So shout out to her. I hope she's happy. I hope she loves what she does. It seems like she does. And I'm happy she's getting some respect on her name. Shout out to the internet for making these kind of stories sticky, because I would not have known about her. And I am delighted by her arc. Shout
Thank
out
you
to
for that.
Pat.
Thank you for that. That was, yeah, because I keep seeing the like glass skin thing from that runway show come out, and I love
like,
that
what
that's a black woman.
I was obsessed.
They look
at
like
first.
dolls.
Oh,
yeah.
porcelain dolls. Just brilliant. Fun.
Something else exciting for you. Tracy Chapman is going to be performing. And she has not performed in public for years. She's performing at the Grammy with Luke Combs. She's doing Fast Car with him since his remake of that. Does that excite you at all?
Very much so.
I know it does.
I love me some Tracy.
I know you do. So she's coming on back out now.
When are the Grammys?
They're coming up because they're pushing Victoria Monet hard, baby. They want to see that girl get her things.
Good for her.
You haven't seen? She was just on Good Morning America, I believe, with Gayle King. Good Morning America, and I don't know if it's good. Whatever. She was talking to Gayle King. She was talking about her sexuality because she's been queer and bisexual and open that she likes women, but she is in partnership with her man.
Wow.
And so, like, everybody's talking about her album. They want to see her get her stuff. You know, she's been writing. She's been in this for a long time.
She's going to kill it.
I know. I wonder who is performing.
She's going to kill it. Shout out to Bankhead, who's the choreographer. That's another one we should do for Black History Month, because that nickel beat.
Put it on the next episode. We could do one every episode. Also, flowers to Garrett Morris. You know who that is?
Oh.
Yes, you do. It's the comedian. It's Stan from Martin.
Oh.
He is 87, and he just got his Hollywood Walk of Fame, and the entire cast of Martin was there. And Tachina sang happy birthday to him.
She loves singing, don't she?
Well, she could sing, so go ahead and sing, girl. But like people know him from Martin because of our age, but like, you know, he was on Saturday Night Live, like Cooley High. He's done so many things. So it was really nice to see him be honored, and he looked really grateful and happy. So shout out to an 87-year-old man finally getting his just due. Yeah, and that's all for hot shit. Politics as usual. Take it away, girl.
Meta, as well as other social media platforms, are under fire and were grilled in Washington by lawmakers who said the companies have failed to protect children from being subjected to sexual abuse and exploitation on their websites. This has been a lot. There have been a lot of breaking stories about this and the lack of safety, as well as the intentional designing of these apps to be addictive to children and adults alike. The courtroom was filled with victims, parents, concerned educators, and very, very angry lawmakers. And they all addressed the executives Mark Zuckerberg of course, Meta, X's Linda Yaccarino, and TikTok's Chao Zichu. And this is all coming after a lawsuit came after Facebook, after a whistleblower testified before a Senate Judiciary Committee in November, saying that he collected data while working at Facebook and said he found that 24% of teens had received unwanted sexual advances. And when harmful posts were reported, he said only 2% were taken down. That's crazy. Just hours before the hearing began, lawmakers released 90 pages of internal emails that showed Meta had refused to fully commit to improving child safety on its platforms. He did not want to hire additional new staff members dedicated to children's well-being. Basically, was all about numbers and, of course, increasing the engagement, which, of course, connected to money from Meta. One of the bills that the lawmakers are trying to pass is the Kids Online Safety Act. It would require online services such as social media, video game sites, and messaging apps to take reasonable measures to prevent harm, including online bullying, harassment, and sexual exploitation to minors who use their platforms. It would also require the services to turn on the highest privacy and safety settings by default for users under 18 years of age. And so they proposed all of these laws that would keep the children safe. And then they asked each of these executives, do you support these measures? And not one of them, except for the CEO of Snap, agreed and said, yes, we do accept these laws. Zuckerberg counter was just like, basically, you know, the internet has always been tricky. It's always been harmful to keep kids safe on these things since the advent of it. And you just got to kind of adapt as you go along and just do the best that you can. But it's just weird out there. Basically, what are you going to do? And one of the CEOs of a nonprofit center for countering digital hate said something that's really sat with me. And as a parent, I'm like, oh, right. Parents used to worry about where their kids were at 10 p.m. These days, they may be physically present, but we don't know who they're spending time with online and what they're being exposed to every day. And Jolie has a phone. She only has internet in the house. Like, she doesn't have full access to internet anywhere she goes, so she can't like be on the train, have her head down looking at her phone or whatever. But she's on her phone often, and you know, she has never explicitly asked me for TikTok, but I know that she has a TikTok account. I know what the account is. I've seen some of the content that she puts out there. She doesn't have any followers or anything. And in conversation, she's, as of recently, started sharing these characters or these influencers, if you will, that she admires and follows, and you know, what she's sharing mostly is her admiration for them and like, oh, he's funny, she's so cute, da 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 da. But it also hit me like, I have no idea what she's stumbling upon with her head down in her room. I'm not in practice of auditing or looking it over. It's just pure trust, and it scared me. It scared me. And this is a scary time. And the fact that it's really hard to make these folks accountable to the beasts that they're creating is also really scary. So I don't know. I don't know what the ways. It's just like you have access to the world, and I don't know. I feel like not letting her have a phone is ridiculous, and you know, if what she wants to see, she's going to see. But at the same time, it's like, how do you harness this? What do you do? How do you prevent this type of abuse from happening? Because this could be anybody. This could be any of. I mean, even in our experience, just with kids having kids on the phone with other kids, they'd be talking and doing shit that's like, wait, what? What y'all saying? Yeah, I don't know. I've just been trying to figure out what that regimen is, or even what the discussion with her is around what's appropriate and what's not, without her closing off to me. So,
I think a couple things with the hearing. It's very interesting. I have a hard time with that, because the lawmakers could have done something about this a long time ago, and they didn't. And they're still upholding a law, Section 230, that gives these companies an out. Section 230 is basically saying, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, these are third parties. So any information that's on these sites that's put up there, they are not liable for it. And so for most media outlet, like this is the exception, where other media outlets, they are liable for what comes out of their outlet. Like, you can't put out misinformation, which is why the Fox thing turned out the way that it turned out and they had to pay all this money. Now, when you have Facebook and you have all of these billions of people, you know, tweeting, putting stuff out all hours of the day and night, you know, basically their out is, it's very hard to monitor that. Now, with AI and things, you know, AI has been around for a while. Serious AI, you know, our Google Maps are AI. All of that stuff is AI. So I feel that if we really wanted to monitor it and figure out a way to monitor it, we could. They also allows these companies, that law, to mess with the algorithm in the way that they do. And it gives them free reign, basically, to determine what should go up and what should come down. They get to make that determination. So basically, the way it's set up is that you are reliant on these corporations to operate in a way that is that has some integrity. And we all know that when dollar signs are incorporated, they're not going to. They're not going to. So Congress can sit there and they can beat their chest and go crazy. And what's his face? I can't stand him. What's his name? The Republican guy. Anyway, he's over there yelling at them, telling them how they have blood on their hands. Meanwhile,
right.
He takes all the money from the NRA. You know, and it's like, well, what about these school shootings? What about the harm that's done on the internet from the bullying? And then these kids go in there and shoot everything up. Like, are you liable for that? Like, is the NRA not liable for that? So there's all of these loopholes, and it's all, to me, a lot of like propaganda. It's like pomp and circumstance. They're just, they're not getting shit done. Now, if they do pass these laws, great. I think that would be wonderful. I think there needs to be a lot of guardrails on social media. I really do, especially with young people. I mean, we see the impact of social media on adults. Social media, and this might be tricky, like, I don't know about these young kids being on social media. I don't know if they should be allowed to.
I
I
don't disagree.
Yeah, I don't know, because it is so addictive. And these hearings remind me of, like, the tobacco industry, and how, you find out the cigarettes are so terrible for you, and then you have these age restrictions on cigarettes, and then the cigarette companies have to have um, this notation or disclaimer on their advertisements saying that,
Right,
all
right.
of the harm.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Listen to
Please
AI.
use the Sonos app.
She said, Don't be talking shit about my people. Now I'll fuck you up."
That is so crazy. I apologize to the listeners. So that's one thing. When it comes to Jolie and it being more personal, I know in my upbringing, it depends on your kid. You know your kid. And for
Do you know?
me, I mean, I think you know Jolie. I think you don't give yourself enough credit. You're going to be exposed to some stuff as a kid. We all were, right? We were just talking about the coldest winter last week, talking about Fly Girl. Stuff is going to get to you. Now, what you don't want is for her to be in contact with any predators, dealing with any abuse. You want to protect her from those things. There are just certain coming of age experiences that she's going to have as she gets older. I know that there are parents that have apps on their phone where they can see exactly what their child is looking at, because it clones the phone. Like, they can open up, there's like a folder, and they can open up their kid's thing and see
that
what did they look
hard?
at today, what did they this, what did they that, who are they texting, what is going on. And that, for some people, feels like a great invasion of privacy. But I feel like for a young 12, 13, 11, 10-year-old, if these children have phones these days, I'm monitoring it. And the way that I was raised was that I'm going to be on your ass. This is my dad. I'm going to be on your ass until you prove that you know what to do with the trust that I'm giving you, that you know how to manage yourself, that you are responsible with all of the distractions, with all the peer pressure, with all the stuff. And until you prove that, it is my job to make sure that you are protected. Period. And you don't have to like it. And there were plenty of things that I in the moment, I was so frustrated about growing up. I'm so grateful for it now, because it kept me out of harm's way. It kept me out of harm's way. I mean, we both have friends, and even you've said this a little bit, where the leash wasn't as tight as it could have been when it comes to parents. And now that we're older, I don't know one friend who is in that position that doesn't say, I wish my parents did X. I wish they watched me closer. They all say that. I had too much freedom. They trusted me too early. I didn't know what to do with that. So you got to know your kid, and I think you got to talk to her and tell her what to look out for, and right now it's cute. She's doing her little interesting edits, and she's really talented at editing and doing these very harmless little, videos, but she's gonna start getting cute and getting older, and a different attention is coming, and that attention might not even be from men. It could be from women. It could be from anyone. She could get attention where people are jealous of her. There could be bullying coming. She has to know how to manage that, and the only way she's gonna know is if you talk to her too.
Yeah, and her school's really good about having it too. They have like a civics class where they're constantly talking about this. So
That's good.
no, but get off
And we
TikTok.
have to.
You don't need no goddamn TikTok.
Well, I think we also have to be
Good examples,
good
because I'm a
examples.
terrible
Put
example.
your phone away. Yeah.
Like
If you're eating, don't have your phone out.
terrible.
I was realizing I was at the table with someone I was sharing space with, and I was like, my phone's gonna be in my pocket. Like my phone was in the closet in my coat pocket, because that's how badly I wanted to have it out.
Yeah.
To just mindlessly scroll.
Yeah.
And so we have to be in practice of that as well. So, scary. I think if the listeners, if y'all have suggestions for Shanti, if you have children that you're raising as well or doing things for
Yeah,
yourself.
that kind of have gone through that too, right? Like that are 18 now, 19 now. Like
Yeah.
what's your practice? What did you learn? Wish you hadn't done what you had done.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure to touch on this UNRWA. That is an organization that basically helps fund relief. And it's doing a lot of relief. It's a UN relief and works. It stands for UN's Relief and Works Agency for Palestine. Okay. And Britain, Germany, Italy, and the Netherlands, Switzerland, and Finland have joined the United States, Australia, and Canada in pausing funding to this organization after an investigation has revealed that 12 members of staff allegedly took part in the October 7th attack led by Hamas on Israeli civilians.
I'm sorry. Revealed that an investigation has been launched into
No,
12 members.
the
They've confirmed
investigation, they've
that
confirmed
was
that.
them. I
Yeah,
don't believe it. Sorry.
they've
But go
confirmed
ahead.
that, and those people have since been the investigation has confirmed that. That's what I'll say. The investigation has not been made public, to be very clear.
I don't
And the
believe that at all.
investigation was done by Israel, to be
Yeah, I
very
don't
clear.
believe that.
Okay? So I'm just giving you facts. Or not facts. I'm giving you what we're being told. And so this is on the heels of Palestinians dealing with conditions that are worsening. This is a humanitarian crisis in Gaza, obviously. And some people hope that what is happening is that, so this funding is going through, I believe, until the end of February. It's already been funded. So the funding pause right now is not impacting people in Gaza just yet. I mean, they're already impacted by everything else. But what I'm saying is this funding is up for like the next month, and right now it's being held. And some people are hoping and praying and wishing that this is a tactic on these countries' part for UNRWA to thoroughly launch this investigation themselves and to get to the root of this and to root out any folks that could be possibly connected to Hamas within the organization. I will say that UNRWA did let go of 12 members of the staff. So there seems to be something happening there. I'm not exactly sure. But I also read a really heartbreaking article on CNN about Palestinians who are now eating grass and drinking populated water as famine looms over Gaza. Hanandi Gamal Saeed El Jamara, she's 38, and she says she's a mother. She sleeps. She says sleep is all that can distract her children from the aching hunger gnawing at their bellies. She said these days, she's a mother of seven. Mother of seven finds herself begging for food on the mud-caked streets in southern Gaza. She tries to feed her kids at least once a day while tending to her husband who has cancer and diabetes. And she says they are weak now. They always have diarrhea and their faces are yellow. She said, my 17-year-old daughter tells me that she feels dizziness. My husband is not eating. And just as a reminder, even before the war, 2 out of 3 people in Gaza relied on food support before all of this happened. And a gentle reminder, not so gentle reminder, that Israel's retaliatory war has killed 26,000 people in Gaza. And
more than that, girlfriend.
that this is what they're reporting.
Israel saying?
No, this is what CNN and Israel And lots of folks are saying, and at least 11,000, I believe it to be much higher as well, just put that out there. But these are the numbers that we're being given, because they're saying that there's no way for the folks in Gaza to really keep track because the infrastructure is so obliterated. So they're like, those numbers are inflated. But they are also saying that at least 11,000 are children. And the 85% of the Strip's population of 2.3 million have been displaced from their homes. So, you know what, I can
shame
actually...
on all of those countries for participating in that and stopping that regardless. Shame. That's terrible.
I'm hoping it's a tactic, but I think what's very interesting to me is that they're holding UNRWA to a very high standard when it comes to this funding. They're not holding Israel to that same standard when it comes to the funding that we are providing them to fund this war.
It's bullshit. I hate it.
It's like, well, you know, you're telling Israel to do everything they can to lower the civilian casualties. They're not doing that. I mean, it was just released that higher ups in the cabinet were celebrating the genocide of Palestinians. Nothing's happening. Well, there's one thing that happened. I could say this now, that Biden has imposed sanctions on Israeli settlers in the West Bank, not in Gaza, in the West Bank. Biden today ordered broad financial and travel sanctions on Israeli settlers accused of violent attacks on Palestinians in the West Bank. This is seemingly a gesture aimed in part at the Arab American community who are going to vote in this year's election, who have expressed fury about the president's backing of the Israeli war on Gaza. This order cuts people off from any U.S. financial system, from assets or property that they have in the United States. It also prevents them from traveling to the United States. And here's the kicker. The headline was Biden imposes sanctions on Israeli settlers. 4 people have had sanctions brought against 4.
Oh God!
And Biden has said that there will be more announcements to come, according to the administration.
God help us.
So, yeah.
I think this is very important. Very important. I'm going to do my best to bring this all together. But we haven't talked about this on the podcast. I've heard about this for months now, but America is experiencing a serious border crisis. The number of people crossing into the United States has reached record levels, more than double than in the Trump years. The Department of Homeland Security says that 302,000 migrants crossed the U.S. southern border in December, a monthly record and these folks are coming from Venezuela, Guatemala, Cuba, Honduras, and Mexico, to name a few. I was reading an article by the New York Times, and they started off talking about Biden's the way that he was approaching and the way that he talked about on his campaign to being elected president, about his immigration policies. And in his first day of office, the New York Times writes, he paused nearly all deportations. He vowed to end the harsh practices of the Trump administration, show compassion towards those wishing to come to the United States, and secure the southern border. For Mr. Biden, it was a matter of principle. He wanted to show the world that the United States was a humane nation, while also demonstrating to his fellow citizens that the government could work again. Boom. That was before these unprecedented numbers were coming into the United States. In a lot of Democratic states, they are being overwhelmed and having busloads and busloads of migrants that they're doing their best to figure out how to house and, give asylum, because many of them were coming in on the under that, under that, I don't know what the word is, under that category. They're seeking asylum. And so, as we all know, Biden has been requesting funds from Congress to give to Ukraine to help their ally. And this becomes, I think it's under a national security measure. And Republicans have basically given an ultimatum like, yeah, we'll keep giving you money. As we all know, a lot of Republicans were against this, but they've now gave Biden an ultimatum like, all right, sure, we'll give you this next round of funding if you agree to tighten up the border, because this is our version of like a national security issue and you need to do something about it. And so Biden agreed. He was like, all right, I'm willing to kind of reach over, what do y'all call it? Reach over and like do this bipartisan policy around closing the border and doing
Not
it
closing it.
Well, doing it in a way that is not in alignment with his rhetoric and in alignment with a lot of the Democrats' ideas around immigration policy. He's in many ways kind of surrendering to the Republicans, like, how did this woman describe it? Policing, processing, and shutting shit down. Like that's the Republicans' way of managing these immigration processes and not really caring about figuring out more humane, thoughtful ways of managing all these immigrants that are coming in. And so, because he's decided to surrender to the Republicans' request, a lot of Democrats see this as him selling out. And, again, going completely against what that rhetoric was that I mentioned before, which was far more compassionate and caring, yada, yada, yada.
Where did you get this information?
This is from the Daily. I listened to the Daily today. And they were saying that, yes, that's true, but at the same time, there is a serious crisis that's happening. Mm-hmm. So I feel they're saying that the Democrats, or Biden in particular, are like, listen, I have to get these funds to Ukraine. We have a serious immigration crisis. I am actually going to help solve this immigration crisis, which will help me further down, come November. This is not going to be something that the Republicans, this is what they've been leaning on for so long, of like Biden is lenient about this, he has to get together. He was like, yo, actually, I'm going to show up and I'm going to solve this problem. So what the fuck are they going to say when it's all done? And that base who, was depending on the Republicans to get it done is going to see like, oh shit, Biden did get it done. So they're like, it's kind of like a win-win for Biden in a lot of ways. So the Democrats and Republicans have been working for months to come up with these policies. They're almost there. Then your boy Trump comes in, gets wind of this.
I was waiting for you to,
and blows this shit all up. Because again, this is what he's running on. What he's running on is fixing this migration problem. So he'll be damned if it's going to be Biden who does it. And so he is
telling Republicans not to vote in favor of it. And it is a Republican-backed bill.
And the Republicans are scared of him. And they, of course, have their own chasm in their party between those that are super right-wing and those that are like, yo, can we just get some fucking work done? And they're all of the ones that are super right-wing are like, oh, yeah, well, we got to shape up because, Trump is going to be, he's going to become the Republican nominee. Like, we got to get this shit together. So it completely blew up. No work is being done. Fucking
They're voting
Mitch McConnell.
They're voting on it next week.
They're what?
They're voting on it next week.
Well, Mitch McConnell's basically, like, they were edging. They were just about to do it. It's just about to happen. And then Mitch McConnell came out like, yeah, man, I don't know what to say. Shit is tricky. Like, it's not good enough. It's just not good enough, basically, is what they're saying. It's not
And
stringent enough.
it was agreed upon. It was agreed upon on both sides. This was a huge piece of legislation. Anyway, go ahead.
So now they're at a standstill. Ukraine is left hanging, and
They're starting to lose.
And the most important thing, they're starting to lose. And the most important thing, which again are these super porous borders, which, listen, is a problem to me. I think it's a huge problem, and it needs to be dealt with. And I don't know how else they're going to do it. But what is also really interesting, and what the Daily did so masterfully in showing, was showing Biden's arc of being like, super soft-hearted, to being like, if you guys pass this policy, I'll shut it down today. Like, I'll get this shit cracking today.
Well, he's not shutting it down. I want to be very clear about what is on the table here, because what he's saying is he's combating what Trump is saying. Trump came out with this random number on one of his rants that this bill would allow 5,000 illegal crossings per day. The bill hadn't even been released yet, so there's no way that he knew that, and that has been debunked. It would not allow 5,000 illegal crossings per day. Trump just plucked that out of the air. What's happening is they're trying to instate a 90. Let me go to it. Hold on. It's like, right. They're trying to instate this like 90-day initial asylum interview thing and really hold to that. And so that migrants would not be released into the United States, the interior United States, without this 90-day hold. They would be detained, really, kept under government supervision, and if they fail their initial asylum interviews, they will be removed immediately. But migrants who, I don't like the word migrant, asylum seekers who pass the asylum interview would then get to stay in the country for an additional 90 days until their asylum cases were fully decided. So there's like an initial interview process, and I think the issue that they're having now is that, well, once you release them, if their full asylum case, if on the second round you say, actually, no, you need to go back, they're not going to go back, right?
Right. So they were saying...
in the meantime, they would receive work authorizations. And this is where Biden is like doing his Democratic thing, where it's like, well, if they're going to be here, they have to be able to work. And they would also be on a path to qualify for citizenship.
Well, I guess what they were working towards, just to your point, is one, making asylum more difficult to claim, increase the detention centers, to your point, that until they figure this shit out, they have to stay in the detention center. They can't be let out. They can't go to Chicago.
Those conditions there are horrible.
Are terrible. And limit the number of people that can come into the country a day to 5,000 a day, which will trigger a shutdown of the border, which is unprecedented. It's never been done before, and is very different from what Biden's original tune is. I just want to say this. If this doesn't reveal how it's all about politics and how these motherfuckers don't care in a lot of ways, or their care is always contingent on their interests, I don't know what else does.
It's not the Democrats here on this one, though. They're reaching across the aisle. Trump and his Republican Party are stopping this bill. Period.
I think that Biden changing his tune, and going to a more stringent, not to say that's a bad thing. I don't know, but him changing it.
Well, the climate of it changed. There's
but
more
Republicans
people
been
coming.
Saying this shit is what's going to happen. Like, and this shit has been a problem.
I think, wouldn't you rather have a leader, though, who recognizes, like, oh, shit, this is a fucking problem? Because that's, and this is horrible. What Governor Abbott, what DeSantis is doing with these people, putting them on buses, putting them on planes, and just shipping them to these asylum cities is horrible for these asylum seekers. You just don't care about them. You don't value them. But they're proving their point to these Democratic asylum cities and saying, oh,
What you gonna
you're
do?
not the people that are dealing with the problem. We're the border states, and we're telling you that we can't manage this. And so now you have other voices at the table. You have, who I can't stand, Mayor Eric Adams, going crazy about how the asylum, he calls them migrants, the migrant problem is going to overrun New York City and we'll never have the city that we know and love. Literally saying stuff like that that sounds straight out of Trump's playbook now, right? Because now the resources are strained. So I would rather have someone who's like, okay, let me revisit what I said because shit has changed a bit and we got to deal with this. So I get it. I get that he changed his tune. Shit changed. And what's so sad is that these people are being impacted like this.
I think also what's very important, Venezuela, Guatemala, Honduras,
Oh yeah, say it.
Mexico.
Say it.
All of these countries are in crisis because of the U.S. meddling and the sanctions that they put on these countries, the ways that they go in and fund the overturning of their government, and then they put another person that they like, and then that person doesn't act right. If you go and look at the history, I just went and Googled, Venezuela, U.S. history. Every last one of them, the U.S. is responsible, or some Western country is linked to the crisis and the crumbling of their governments. Just look up Venezuela. And so now you have all these people fucked up. Mexico is suing the United States because the United States sends all the weapons to these cartels. They're the ones that are giving them all the weapons. And they're so violent, people are leaving. They're responsible for all of this. And then
these are the same people that Trump's saying that's coming into the country and making our country horrible.
People don't know it, and so then you blame it on these people when, again, like, nobody wants to leave their home unless it's what does she say? It's like a shark or some shit. Like, nobody wants to leave their home unless
nobody
it's
puts
hell.
their child on a raft unless, yeah.
And America's responsible for a lot of it, and then we're like, oh wait, what?
Yeah, you can't come here. We don't have enough.
I hate it here. Anyhow.
All right, we're an hour in. You want to go down to pop culture?
Sure. I will say that. I think this.
Thank you for this, though.
I will say this.
Go ahead.
China's hackers are targeting America critical infrastructure. These are things you should know, but we can't discuss. FBI Director Christopher Wray said on Wednesday that China's hackers are targeting American critical infrastructure, including water treatment plants, pipelines, and the power grid, to be able to wreak havoc in the U.S. if Beijing ever decides to do so. Testifying before the House Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party, Wray has warned that there has been too little public attention on the threat that he says China's efforts pose to national security. China's hackers are positioning on American infrastructure in preparation to wreak havoc and cause real-world harm to American citizens and communities if and when China decides the time has come to strike. Lord Jesus.
I love political Shanti. Oh my God. We didn't give birth to a new. Oh, you was like, I just need to get to this. Well, then I'm going to say mine. U.S. forces have mistaken an enemy drone for an American Blue. Sorry, she was clawing at my couch. U.S. forces, unfortunately, they mistook an enemy drone for an American one, let it pass unchallenged into a desert base in Jordan where it killed 3 U.S. troops. Those troops were all black folks and wounded dozens more.
They were all black.
They were all black, of course. And what's getting very scary about this is escalating, seemingly, the conflict in the Middle East. Biden is towing around it because that's the last thing he wants in an election year, and the last thing that you don't want to go to war with Iran. Iran was responsible for this. And he's promised to, quote unquote, hold all of those responsible to account at a time and manner of our choosing. Whatever the fuck that means. So,
Oh, God.
moving right along. Let's ease up. All right, let's... Woo, all right, one hour in, y'all. Y'all okay? It's getting
These are
tricky.
important things. This is important. Very important.
The way that Shanti is about to be a political analyst, I'm with the shits. I
I'm
cannot
not.
wait. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You resisting it, but it's in you.
That's
It's
crazy.
so in you.
Not the China. I say, oh shit.
As soon as you see anything with China, you be on it. Like,
China don't fucking play. I'm
China
scared
don't
of
play,
China
Iran
and
don't
Russia.
play.
Russia, like what?
North
Watch me work.
Korea. China
Oh,
said we finna take back Taiwan. And if they do that, baby, we have to go to war because we back Taiwan.
What happens if you like, never mind, I ain't got your back. I'm sorry. I'm busy. I'm fighting everybody over here. I can't come over here.
That's what they basically doing to Ukraine.
Ain't they though?
They leaving Ukraine. Zelensky is firing. Anyway, we can't talk about this. Zelensky is firing his top military
They're tired
chief.
over there. And the Ukrainians have said, I'm tired. We can't do it. I don't want to do this
the
anymore.
chief wants to be wants to remain, but Zelensky's firing him. And there was a poll that said that the people trust the chief more than Zelensky. It's
Damn.
nuts.
They said,
and this is
Zelensky think he's a Steve Jobs of this shit. He always wearing his black shirt and jeans and shit.
Bye. Okay. I knew
This
it.
nigga's a fraud, dog.
Shanti said enough. This shit was too serious for too long.
They said this nigga is a fraud.
They said you a fucking actor, yo. You were an actor playing that you were a president, and then you became our president.
And now you acted, and we bad. We confused.
Zelensky been holding it down. Zelensky could have been gone out that country somewhere. He said, "I'm staying."
Well, ciao.
Anyway,
all right.
Pop culture, Lord. Yeah, this man gonna make me bite every word I'd never said about him. He getting on my nerves.
Now Black History Month too. Like
that's the first thing I said. I literally saw this online and wrote, "Justin, it's Black History Month."
What he do?
What are you doing?
Justin delusional.
Justin Timberlake had a show, small show at Irving Plaza. Spot in I actually performed there once. That's in Union Square for his 43rd birthday. On his 43rd birthday, 20 years. I believe it was the 20-year anniversary of the Janet Jackson incident. This is a part of his promotional run for his forthcoming album, Everything I Thought It Was. He was introducing the song Cry Me a River when he took the time to say to the crowd,
intentionality,
I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody.
You little bitch. You know he got a little small skinny penis. Oh God. Timberlake, why he do that?
Listen, I don't want men to think that their value is rooted in the size of their penis. We got to be responsible.
I apologize. Take that out, Monty.
So, he did that. He did that in Black History Month. And after we didn't heard what he did to Britney. That Justin.
But you know that wasn't directly at Britney, right?
It was. What you mean?
Yeah.
Britney came. Yes, it was. Britney came. So his song "Selfish." I think you went over this. Did you not? Oh no, you did it on the Patreon kickback. So we'll do it here. His song "Selfish" comes out. The song is not very good. It was mid. It wasn't given. This is the year of Usher. I take back everything I said. Oh God.
And you are allowed to, because you're a human and you learn from your mistakes. And we apologize.
I was only talking about the category. I mean the catalog. I was only talking about the catalog, y'all. That's it. Not him as a person. He's trash right now. I don't know what's going on. Jessica Biel, run for your life. But
Jessica quiet as a boo.
Jessica quiet. She watching him work like, you about to get on my nerves. Britney, so he came out with this "Selfish" song, and apparently Britney had a song called "Selfish." So the Britney fans ran up Britney's song "Selfish" instead of his. Her song "Selfish" hit #1 on the iTunes charts because the fans are as petty as me listening to his on fucking mute. So I guess he got in his feelings about that because he never addressed the book I listened to that audiobook now. Now, Justin didn't force her to, well, didn't force her. You can't force nobody to do nothing, but put a whole lot of pressure on her to have an abortion after they talked about having kids, was cheating on her the whole time, had it all in her face. Then she accidentally had a kiss with somebody while...
Accidentally, child. Oops.
Listen, oops, she did it again.
Oops.
She had a kiss with somebody in a toxic relationship. She confessed to him, and he broke up with her immediately, ghosted her after being a serial cheater, according to her. Two wrongs don't make it right, but any accountability on your end, Just? And then put out his song, Cry Me a River, where he had the Britney lookalike in it, and proceeded to play the victim all over the pop culture world back in the Dizzy.
That song slaps to this day.
So now he gets on stage and says this. Now you didn't have to say nothing. You didn't. You could have just sang the song.
You could have smirked and looked up, then sang the song. You could have did something a little cheeky. Yeah, I apologize to absolutely fucking nobody.
Just standing 10 toes down in your victimization, and he doesn't understand the climate. It is Black History Month, and you are standing 10 toes down in your white male privilege on the anniversary of you being a victim for the incident with Janet Jackson. Now, Janet told us to forgive you, but you trying it, Justin.
He's really delusional, and he really does not understand that he's arrogant as fuck. He does not understand that we're rooting for Britney. We have empathy, compassion.
Thank you.
For Britney.
Not you.
Not you. But he's arrogant. He think he'll come around and spin around twinkle toes and do his little blue-eyed soul brother act and be cheeky and that we're going to like it. I'm going to listen to the album, but fuck you, Justin.
I was about to say you're not going to like it.
I'm going to listen to it. But fuck that bullshit. You corny, dog.
Justin is being corny. Justin's being really corny. And then what's interesting for me is that Usher had a interview with Shannon Sharp, and it was so boring because he's so media trained and sweet and good and just a Libra gem. We have the same birthday. He was so PC and just
winning. He about to be on a Super Bowl. Don't fuck this up.
Right. He was like, I'm not. He's like, I don't need to do all that.
No.
I'm in here talking about my craft. And then you have Justin. And then I had the nerve to compare them. Shame. I am rebuking that, whatever that was in me, even though Justin's catalog is really strong, but I'm on this here Black History Month, I would like to apologize.
Wow.
To everyone.
Did I say that? I agreed too, didn't I?
I think you did. Eventually.
I apologize to the dynamic duo of I will never not say. All right, I'm gonna just, it's like a toxic boyfriend. I'm sorry, but
I was about to let you cook. Like, go ahead, girl.
You said the same thing. But damn, Justin.
Justin is disappointing me,
bro. You're fucking it up for everybody.
Everybody. It's like the Tyra B. I was rooting for you. Shut up. Damn. In other news, speaking of Shannon Sharp, we're not talking about Meg and Nikki, y'all. If you want to hear that, then you're going to have to join Patreon because we had a whole Patreon episode about it. Patreon Kickback, it is on Patreon. You can go there. We broke it down. Of course, we didn't just talk about the pop culture aspects of it, but wanted to look inward.
And a lot of the listeners had incredible. The community had some great insights and contributions.
So shout out to them. Shannon Sharp.
Shannon, he on a roll. That big
Shannon on a roll. You better stop. Why you call him that?
He is because I don't like his pants. Ever.
What you mean you don't like his pants? What his pants got to do with anything? I don't know.
Shannon, he looks like Barney to me.
Somehow that's racist. No, I don't know how, but somehow it is.
No, I don't mind Shannon. I just, I'm always just kind of like.
I had a crush on Shannon Sharp when he was on. Listen, when he was on Undisputed, I had a very big crush on him. Now that he's talking more, I'm like, whoa, you are a mess a little bit. But he uncle, so it's tricky. It's also tricky because Shannon has a history of dating white women, and he's very, I'm gonna get into what the topic is, but he's very sensitive around any criticism that he has received for that, and criticism around interracial relationships. He would be great to talk to Dr. Umar.
You got biracial children?
No, he doesn't have biracial children, but he has dated plenty of very nice white women that you could walk past in the street. I'll just say that. So,
oh, wait.
This is what Shannon Sharp had to say about Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and Michael Jackson.
What?
Gonna move the needle like that. Wait, give me a minute. I'm thinking that. Let me think of somebody else can move the needle. I got
No
it.
one.
Beyonce. If, hypothetically speaking, if she went with Jay-Z and not Travis Kelce, let's say, Beyonce.
She
can
not
move
like
the needle.
this. Not like this. These eyes, Ocho. These 8 to 15-year-old eyeballs. Ocho, she.
The same.
No,
He had the same.
Ocho,
That same feeling.
Ocho,
Yes.
I love Beyonce. Beyonce ain't moving the needle like this chick, Ocho. No. You tripping, Ocho. This girl,
Ask the
she's
chat.
the closest
Ask
thing.
the chat
She's the
who-
closest thing to moving the needle like Michael Jackson that we've seen. This is it.
Whoa. Oh, whoa. Reel it back in a little bit, baby. Beyonce moves the needle just like Taylor, if not
No,
more.
she doesn't.
Ask the chat, please.
Ask the chat. Ask the chat,
please.
We put it to the chat.
So do a poll. Do a poll. Because Beyonce has those same set of eyes, young, old, middle age, and old, include the eye. But I'm just saying,
Not like Taylor.
hypothetically
Not like
speaking, Beyonce would move the needle the same
Not
way
like
Taylor
Taylor.
doing. It would be Beyonce being shown all the time.
Not
Yes.
like Taylor.
Oh, come on. Yes.
Not like Taylor, man. Taylor Swift is, I mean, she a different animal. And Beyonce is phenomenal.
No. Beyonce is on another stratosphere. She's
I mean,
just
those
not
are the two. I mean, when it comes...
her visibility, she's not like out there like that the way Taylor is out there.
How much
going
did
to
they
games
say
like that.
Taylor Swift, the revenue, how many billions did she generate?
Chat, y'all help me out, man.
5 billion?
Somebody got to help Hulk out now.
Put it up.
These
Alright.
niggas, first of all.
I'm sorry to the listeners to do this on Black History Month. I'm sorry you had to hear that. That was hard. That was hard for me. Something died in me when I heard that. I was like, listen here. What? We're not gonna sit here we're not gonna compare We're not gonna compare Taylor Swift to Michael Jackson. Okay, I posted a clip today of Michael Jackson not near nothing. All he did was jump out from the stage and people was passing out. No one is on the level of Michael Jackson. And if anybody is on the level of Michael Jackson, it is
Beyonce.
Queen Beyonce. So Taylor Swift can't do nothing that Beyonce could do on stage. She can't do nothing that let me finish. She can't do nothing that Beyonce can do in the booth behind a mic. She can sit down at her little table and write her songs and go on stage and be cute and have her friendship bracelets. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Ooh,
Beyonce can't go eat in New York without notifying the restaurant first because it is literally a danger to the public. That is a law that was passed. There has to be special provisions for her to go to certain places. Do you understand the level of this?
I think the same would be true for Taylor.
Taylor be running her all around New York City, child.
So
Okay.
is Beyonce. I think she needs the same. Taylor would too.
There ain't no Taylor Swift law as far as I'm concerned. Now, Beyonce also, it's just, to me, this is frustrating because Taylor Swift is just white. That's it. I'm sorry. She's a white girl who, yes, she's talented, but she's white, and she appeals to a certain demographic. But like, are we being serious at a talent show? Taylor Swift wins. Taylor Swift wins.
I don't think that was what they're arguing, though.
I understand, but even the
So why?
but the other, so the reason why Taylor Swift is getting all of this coverage in the NFL is because she's dating Travis Kelce. If Beyonce was a single woman dating Odell Beckham, the cameras would be all over her.
Sure.
So it's not the same thing because Beyonce minded her business with her husband sitting in the booth while he is literally booking the Super Bowl artists. Okay?
But that's still not the question. The question was
We ain't hear the question.
disparity between Taylor and Beyonce and their popularity and fandom is like this.
Is it how many Instagram followers do you think Taylor Swift has?
I don't care. But I think in terms of her reach, in terms of her record sales, in terms of her concerts, in terms of what she generates as an artist for her record labels, I don't think the disparity is great.
No, I don't think the disparity is great.
And I think that that's what he's speaking to is like who is, and Beyonce is, the fact that he acted like Beyonce, like the disparity is ridiculous because what's his name? Shannon was like, no, Beyonce isn't. Like, that's ridiculous because but to me, it's like,
but
they're right next to each other. Like if Beyonce's up there, then Beyonce's only up this way too. The disparity is not great.
But you can't have that conversation without talking about the inherent lead that Taylor has because of her whiteness, because she's a white girl. She's a skinny, sweet little white girl that's just easier to package here in America and across the world because of whiteness.
Sure.
So to have that conversation without, like, where Beyonce is at this point as a black woman who still has proximity to whiteness is huge.
Sure.
It's huge. And who doesn't do any fucking press.
Exactly. So he's I mean, that's why he's bugging.
It's like, what?
He's like acting like that there's a huge disparity.
The girl does no press. None. She just puts her shit out. Take it or leave it. And I don't want to pin these people up against each other. I'm not saying that. Obviously, I don't care about Taylor Swift's music as much. Like, I don't know it. I hear it and it doesn't resonate with me. And I'm not saying she's not talented. But in terms of, like, come on, y'all. If we're going to have that conversation, we need to have that conversation. It's the same way that I feel about Usher. Usher should have been done the Super Bowl by himself. Usher is a fucking star. Okay? It's the same thing. We can't have the Justin Timberlake versus Usher conversation without saying because Justin is the blue-eyed little crooner. Because he's singing the type of music that Usher sings, he gets put on a different pedestal because he's white. We have to have those conversations. And Shannon is tricky because of his affinity.
I think he inherently puts them at a higher level.
And that's that Southern thing too. It's tricky. You hear it if you listen
really
to
out of
him.
Touch, you know?
No, if you really follow him and listen to him and his upbringing, I think that there's something to it. And it's okay, I get it. But maybe he just going where the love is. Okay. I don't know.
Not during Black History Month, not in front of the people.
But I just need us to put some respect on Beyonce's name, and I just need us to know, because they were trying to say that Taylor Swift has all this reach. Taylor Swift has 279 million followers on Instagram, and Beyonce has 319. That's all I got to say. Million.
Well, okay. I don't think that's
I don't know. I'm just saying it.
I don't know if that shows that when it comes about the money that's making.
Also, revenue is profit. So you also have to understand that Beyonce might be spending a little more money on her shows too because they are wildly phenomenal. But whatever. I didn't see Eris. I'll watch it, but I don't know if it has. I don't know if it's Renaissance.
Nobody gotta watch her. It ain't
not during Black History Month.
Shut up. No, we don't have to convince ourselves nothing about Taylor, okay? We know what it is. We know what it is.
I just also have a problem with the fact that now she's a Chiefs fan and she has tried to rep Philly for so long and act like she's from Philly and she's this diehard Eagles fan. And as soon as she started dating old boy, where was the Eagles? Ain't been to one game. She ain't wore the jacket. The hat was gone. She just got that all the red on, all the Kansas City Chief gear. Just raggedy.
Oh,
I don't like it.
Antoinette hates Taylor Swift.
I don't hate her, but I'm
Damn.
like, we don't believe you. Kim exposed you too,
She
liar.
said, I'm repping for my man. Fuck these teams. That's what I'm repping for.
You know what?
I
I do
ain't
the same
loyal to
thing.
these teams. I'm loyal to my man.
If I dated a football player, that would be hard. If you play the Eagles, I'm not wearing anybody's jersey. I'm just showing up
Girl, you be in your man's outfit. Keep
every
wearing
other
the
day, but
colors.
not the Eagles game.
She
I'm telling you.
lying like a
I'm telling you, I
motherfucker.
don't think so.
Oh,
Not
gosh.
that any Eagles player wants to date me, but I'm just saying, like, matter of fact, I pre-ordered
Better
that.
wear his motherfucking shit. I'll be like, put this goddamn shit up. Get pregnant tonight.
I ordered
Antoinette.
that Eagles varsity jacket, and that thing never came. Hold up.
Oh, no. You better go look into... Damn.
It was very expensive, too. I wonder if it's shipped. Anyway,
Damn,
go
you
ahead.
balling. You don't even know the expensive things. You better know how to spell Givenchy.
I don't...
Givenchy.
Girl, the only thing I ever had of that was a lipstick.
Givenchy. You know what I really
Givenchy.
want to get?
What?
I want to get a Gucci sweater, and I want
Oh,
to get
yeah.
a Fendi baseball cap.
Mm.
It is so
I do
cute.
not like Fendi.
Oh,
I don't like
it
any
is
of those
so
prints like
cute.
that. The
Nah,
stupid
this
print.
one is classic and cute.
I just want the Chanel lambskin bag, the tuft Chanel lambskin bag. It's like $10,000. I will probably never ever get it.
Don't say that. Not out of your
I
mouth.
don't think I would ever spend that money. I'm gonna rob somebody. Anyway, are we doing this
Oh.
last topic? Or are
What
we
is
done?
it? We're done.
You put it there. It's Issa Rae. It's Black History Month.
We're done.
For real?
Issa has said, Issa, and then graced the cover story for Netta Porter's digital publication Porter. In it, she says, you're seeing so many black shows get canceled. You're seeing so many executives, especially on the DEI side, get canned. You're seeing very clearly now that our stories are less of a priority. It's made me take more steps to try to be independent down the line if I have to. And this comes after her baby show, that she had on HBO,
Rap shit.
which I enjoyed. I didn't watch the second season, but the first one, I was into it, has been canceled. Her other show, Black Lady Sketch, was canceled last year, among some other shows that I'll name.
So
and I
many.
do see this trend. Z-Way, who's brilliant. Grownish, which was a classic. Southside, we all know my love for Southside. Love Life, I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
The Wonder Years, Kindred, all of these stories that centered black characters, and not necessarily black stories, quote unquote, but just
Well, what's a black
lives.
story?
Exactly.
That is a black story.
Have been canceled, and so we do see this. We're also seeing in a lot of the journalism arena, as well as Netflix, mass firings. LA Times most recently fired at least 115 of their staff, majority of them being Black, Brown, and Latino staffers. And of course, Netflix, I think we covered this in 2023, laid off a significant amount of Black women talent, like the upper echelon, told them they were going to give them all these packages and then turned around and fired all of them after they have, taken a risk, uprooted their lives, and that was also national news. So, we're seeing after the wave of inclusion and telling black stories and hiring and all these fucking letters and statements and black boxes, the shit's changed. Back politics as usual. We back to what it was. but it's always been. And it feels like we really need to fuck around with that separate but equal life. Let's go back to
Doing your Marcus Garvey.
yeah, like let's just try that out. Let's see what happens. I saw a meme recently that said there were black people pools, black people theaters, black people restaurants. And then
Toilet
Martin- only. And then Martin came along and fucked it all up for us. Like, and it's kind of like, could you imagine? Could you imagine if those places, if Tulsa, if all those places were allowed to be alive and well and thriving? And I mean,
They
we have
wouldn't
BET,
be.
we
I
have
can't-
Revolt.
I can't wait for you to see Origin. I can't talk about it now, but I can't wait.
We have all of these platforms that highlight black excellence in art forms and creatives and stories, but like, do we really take them seriously the way that we do HBO, Showtime, these syndicated, these big, huge platforms? Like, are we taking them for granted? Do they feel, is the content that they provide us with shitty, embarrassing, subpar?
Embarrassing is interesting because that's giving white gaze.
I don't give a fuck. That show that you, whatever that platform is, that they be fighting and cutting up.
Tubi?
That is embarrassing.
Oh, you
I don't
talking about?
care.
Oh no, you talking about Zeus? Yes, that's
Like all these
horrifying.
platforms that have black content on it. You know, BET, people haven't respected it. Like BET felt like such a ripe thing, but now it feels like, are people checking for BET anymore? I don't know. I hope that Issa does. I think if anybody can do it, and anybody can do it well, and do it with style and grace and high quality, it would be Issa and her gang of creatives and professionals that she uses and leans on and creates with in Hollywood now. And I hope she does do that. Fuck HBO, dog.
Well, she got 2 more shows coming out on HBO, so not fuck them yet.
Okay, well,
also,
let's watch
HBO
them.
is Max.
Let's watch them. Uh-oh.
Tricky. All right.
You don't got nothing to say?
No, I didn't watch any of the shows. I don't watch anything.
You don't watch any black shows, we hear.
I don't watch anything. You tricky.
Interesting.
I don't watch anything. What I do watch is
White excellence.
politics.
You'll be up here talking about it.
Listen, Succession, I'm not giving up Succession. Game of Thrones, I'm not giving up Game of Thrones. The Walking Dead at first, can't give it up. And The Walking Dead had a lot of black characters in it, so it's giving equal opportunity.
It ain't written by black people with black casts entirely. Anyway, I ain't gonna fight about it, Jordan. God is good, and I hope
What black shows do you watch right now?
I watch rap shit. I love
You watched the first season of Rap Shit.
Southside. I
got
loved
time.
all of Love Life.
I watch Love Life. And the guy goes to the workout place that I go to, the star of it.
He looks
from the
like
second
Hakeem
season.
Pitts. Oh, I
He
should have
does.
said that was his name. I apologize. Take that out. He looks like Hakeem.
He does look like Hakeem. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm not watching Tyler Perry to support Tyler Perry, but what I will do is I have more time for film. So something else that I've done, and I stole this from a friend of mine, where if I can't get to the movies to watch something, I will buy a ticket, even if I can't go, to support it financially, to say a ticket was purchased, and then I can stream it. I have done that for films that I know I won't have time to go see, but I have every intention of watching here. So, and I want to encourage everyone and their mother. Damn, we didn't announce this. We'll announce it on Thursday, the Patreon things. Everyone and their mother to go see Origin. Also, Shanti's Big Valentine's Day date night is coming up. We've decided that's going to be February 19th. Please stay tuned for more information. If you are interested in being a contestant for Shanti's heart, for her love.
You know I ain't got no motherfucking heart, so.
Yes, you do. Stop. Then
Tricky
please
business.
email us at aroundthewaycurls@gmail.com. I really would like that just to be aroundthewaycurls.com eventually. Can we fix that? Somebody help us. But email us. Tell us what you're trying to do. Make sure that you are
What they trying
available
to do?
February.
What you mean by that? What are they supposed to say? I just think that should be more specific. What?
Can I get to it? Email us at aroundthewaycurls@gmail.com. Make sure you are available February 19th at 7 p.m. The format will be, I have to figure it out, but she won't be able to see you. She will be able to hear you. Your camera will be off. There will be questions that we ask, and based off of your responses, we will weed folks out little by little, round by round, until she picks the next love of her life. I'm excited for it. She has not listened to anything. She's on her phone.
You said, now I'm ready.
So we're going to go.
I'm ready for love. Yes, I'm ready to learn. I might find the love of my life, y'all, so.
Okay, peace to the gods. Say the slogan. You getting on my
The old and the new.
Goodbye. What are you looking at?
Somebody
Also,
sent
can you turn your
something
phone
really
on vibrate?
What?
Why is your phone dinging the whole episode, child? Ding,
That's
ding,
Jolie's
ding.
phone. That's Jolie's phone.
Can you turn it on vibrate? And no, it wasn't, because I text you something and it dinged and you look right at the phone. Why would you? That's weird to lie.
I didn't realize it. Because I heard her phone and I'm so used to my phone.
Your phone is on. Ding, ding,
Let me
ding.
take it off. I didn't lie intentionally. I turned it off there, Queen. Sorry, I'm addicted to the Instagram. And somebody just sent me a very long message. Who that? What's she crying about?
Do you
She get
see
on my
it?
nerve. I can't see anything.
You
Is it
can't
Nancy?
see that? It's Nancy Pelosi, but it's like a safari theme for Black History Month.
That is ridiculous. Go to hell.
Oh my God. All right, I'm ready to do that episode. This other episode,
We got some unformed questions, and we try to do our best to.
this other episode, baby, I was on here like, oh my God, there's a new Wendy Williams documentary
I
coming
know.
out.
That's what I just saw. You know I love Wendy.
Oh my God. Oh God. Jalen Brunson should not be an all-star. All right, ready?
Yes.
An explorer searches through an abandoned $2.5 million mansion formerly owned by Nellie. That's the Tip Drill House. And they're doing archaeological digs at the Tip Drill House. What they finna find there? All right, the two-part event for Wendy Williams premieres February 24th to 25th on Lifetime, girl.
I can't wait.
Oh my God! I hope she
They said
starts
she
with.
screamed, "I have no money!" Oh, Wendy.
I hope that they start with her in Philly. Look at us. Get off the phone. All right, come on. We gotta start. Addicted.